Day 399. Day rating today is 7. Trying to finish the last set of push-ups. Figured I haven't done in a while. So instead of just saying I should probably start videoing more of them. So it's the last set of 30. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. That's it. Done for the day. I have my board here. Trying to get back in the board for March. I know it's April. I'll try to fill it out. I have the last day here. I'm gonna fill in 120 push-ups, 10 pull-ups, and a 5.5 mile run. Now, why did I only do 10 pull-ups? I went to go visit the family, and we're outside with the pup, and they had a pull-up bar. And I was there with my niece, and we're hanging out. We're all just kind of looking at it. And my brother had said something about it. He had one at work, and someone had messed up the backrest so that when you're doing kind of the dip side, the dips or the, what do they call them, like leg ups, leg lifts, that it doesn't sit right. So we were all kind of messing around the machine. I told my niece, I said, hey, I'll give you $1 for every pull-up you can do. So maybe it's like an open challenge from now until they're 20 or whatever. They can keep practicing something to gear towards. Remember, like, hey, I need $10 for a movie. Go do 10 pull-ups. I need $10 for, they were saying, I have a school field trip to, I think, Washington, D.C. So I need to start saving. I was like, well, here you go. So maybe it's something that she'll work on. And she'll keep updating me where she's at. I think within, like 2 or 3 weeks, you could probably do one. I think that's doable to do one. Just slowly getting some training with holding, and then maybe doing negatives, so you kind of jump up and slowly try to bring yourself down, and just slowly building those muscles up and muscle memory. And anyways, the rest of the day, it's a 7 for the rating. Got up, still felt like I wanted to sleep today, even though I told myself yesterday was a sleep-in day. I don't think it helped that I was watching a movie last night and fell asleep. Got up, said, okay, I'm tired, let's go to sleep. I think I only had one set of push-ups to do. I knocked them out real quick, laid down, and I was up till 2. And I was like, this is not good. I need to get up by 6:37 to get going. So I wanted to get up to my brother and dad's house around 10:30. I didn't have any leave until like 10:30, 10:45, so I didn't get there till 12:30. And we talked for a bit. We went outside, we're in the backyard, let the pup run around, and she's a little bit tired. And we were probably out in the backyard for 45 minutes just talking, hanging out, and my dad had gone on a run, so we were also waiting for him to come back. But the pup was just running around, hanging out, sniffing, kept barking at my neighbor because for some reason she doesn't like him. She's seen him 20 times, and for some reason the last 2 or 3 times she just decides, I'm gonna bark at you. And finally she calmed down. We were still sitting out there talking by the fence, and then he's like, hey, let me show you this bike. And he had gotten this bike from my brother's wife's dad, who had passed. It was in his will to give him the bike, and he fixed it up, and he was like, let me go show you what I did. And he showed me a before picture, and then I saw the after, and he said it took him 3 months to put everything together, and it looked great. It was a great looking bike. I was impressed with how much he knew about bikes and the engines and the mechanics of it, and how he even had his special order spokes and put those in. He said this one took a day, this one took 3 days. So that alone, it's a lot to take in. I'm sure the other parts were just as difficult, if not more difficult. But anyways, we were talking about his bike for 20 minutes, and my dad finally came back from his run. He finished his run, came back and saw us. Gomomo got all excited and wanted to play with him and jump in like him. And he's like, okay, enough, calm down. And of course, she just wants to lick the sweat off. But she missed him too. She likes playing with him. And my dad just loves dogs, so he's, as much as he says he doesn't want a dog, he loves playing with the dogs. So it's great to see him have that little moment again. But then we went inside finally. It was about 1:30, 2 o'clock. And they had a bunch of chips and some snacks on the table from yesterday. Again, it was my brother's birthday. And they had other family over the day before. Which is why I was trying to get there yesterday, not today. But it's the way it turned out, and it was fine. So I started snacking on some chips. I had some Lay's potato chips, and there were some kettle chips with jalapeno flavored. There were some Oreos. And my dad was like, hey, we got a bunch of salsa and chips. So he pulled out the salsa, brought some chips over. I put a couple tortillas in the microwave to heat them up. I gave Gomomo a couple pieces, gave her a chip. Thought it was a good reward for being fairly good outside. Gave her some water, tried to go sit down. I started dozing off. I mean, me and my dad talked for another half hour, 45 minutes, and I dozed off for an hour. And we were watching the Suns game, and my dad had also cooked some kielbasa, which I love. I've got probably a pound or two of kielbasa just sitting in the fridge for the next couple days. So thank you, Dad. I appreciate that. It was nice of you to take the time out of your day to help barbecue that and send me back with a bag of food and Gatorade and Under Armour drink. But so going back to the food, we barbecued that, and I kind of woke up. He's like, hey, there's food's over here getting cold. Better go get some. I said, all right, let's go. So I walked over there, grabbed some kielbasa. He made some shrimp as well, so we had some shrimp. Sat down, watched the rest of the game, and the Suns just didn't have it tonight, so it was a little disheartening to watch them. But we're going to go to a game on Tuesday, so that'll be fun. Hopefully they can bounce back into playing how we know they can play. I don't want to say like winning ways, because that just means I expect them to win. Like I just expect them to play as good as I think that they can, the way that they've been showing that they can. And that does include the winning, because they've been playing outstanding. But, can't play like that every game. They're going to fall off every once in a while, so I think they hit a rough patch. Just weren't shooting well tonight. But the other team was playing well too, so I'm not discrediting them by any means. So then, after that, I said, all right, better get ready. So I walked the pup one more time outside, grabbed all the stuff, packed it up in the car. The pup was a little bit like, I don't want to go back in the car. We just got here. Like, yeah, I've been here for like 6 or 7 hours. We should go. Got to get to work tomorrow. And then things were going fine. And about maybe a third of the way through, traffic. And it goes down, just slowing to about a mile later to one lane. We were in one lane for about 3 miles. And then it finally opened up. And then it was kind of smooth sailing, but it definitely tacked on another 30-40 minutes for the ride, which was not great, but it wasn't the worst one we've had. We've had an hour ride, an extra ride. So I'm just happy to be back, happy to see the fam, happy to have another memory with them, and happy to be here getting some rest and call it a night. The day is done. Gonna get started with some more work tomorrow. So that's it. So run your life with health and happiness, and have a good night.